This is clear leveling gel. It's an acrylic medium. So you take your acrylics, you mix them in, and it kind of changes the way they work. After using a few gallons of this stuff, I've got to know it pretty well. And it does some amazing things. There's also some ways it can go wrong. I'm going to show you how to avoid those and check out all of its cool properties. Clear leveling gel, formerly known as self-leveling clear gel, is an acrylic medium produced by Golden Acrylics. Using the medium clear, without any acrylic added, it has a milky white consistency but dries absolutely crystal clear with a very high gloss finish. It's great for embedding papers and other collage elements into your work. I also love using these bottles to mix color in with the medium and let it settle, giving it time for the bubbles to rise up. I recommend letting mixed colors sit overnight so this bubble situation can work itself out. Now, this medium has a dimension to it. There is a viscosity here. It's about the same as something like a shampoo. So adding little dots of it is not going to pool and go completely flat, even though it's called leveling gel. You can actually use it as a little bit of a textural medium, adding some dimension into your work. The amount of color that you mix in with the medium is totally up to you, giving you a range of fully transparent all the way to completely opaque colors as a result. You can use any type of acrylic you have. I prefer golden fluid acrylics for this particular medium. The reason is the fluid acrylic has a low viscosity. Acrylics straight out of a tube are a heavy body, and that means if you put too much of a heavy-bodied acrylic in with this particular medium, it's going to change the way that it flows. And that's not what we're looking for. I want the special effect of this medium to shine. And the best way to do that is to find an acrylic that is the same viscosity or less. And the fluid acrylics are the jam for this. For thick applications, using a trowel is the ideal situation. These catalyst tools are silicone rubber, they have a flexibility to them, and they are great for getting this medium into the places that I want it to be. They're also extremely easy to clean up. If you haven't used one of these, I highly recommend them. This is meant to be used in thin applications, not super thick like you would a heavy resin, and they're not like an acrylic pour. Wait a minute, that's exactly what this looks like. Oh yeah, it looks like that, but it's not. If you use this medium like a resin or a pouring medium and it's on too thick, you get crazing. Crack attack. Crack is whack, man. Let me show you how to not get this. Crazing is a result of the medium not drying evenly. And this can happen a few different ways. If your paint is wildly unmixed, so you have big chunks of thick paint and lots of medium floating around, that can make the crazing occur. Also, if you have an air source, something like a fan, or even if you've thought, maybe I'll speed it up by putting a little blow dryer on it. Nope, nope, nope. That's going to make the surface dry faster and the inside will stay soft and a crack will form as it fully cures. Heavy applications like what you see here, what you would think of with a typical acrylic pour, this will also create a crazing effect. So let's keep it from happening by adding in some gravity. Make sure that whatever you have on your surface isn't too thick. And one way to do that is to use gravity. Or you can trowel it around. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled drip. Adding these colors on and letting them fall until they don't fall anymore is a great way to make sure that this medium is flat enough that it's not going to crack when it dries. Now I'm going to add some color on top and manipulate it with some more tools. Let's check these out. Toothpicks or bamboo skewers are great for pulling color around, even clay tools. I find that these are super useful. Palette knives are great for troweling things around and also scratching into the surface a little bit. You can even use traditional marbling tools for this. Getting marbling effects and patterns is easy when you're using a wet on wet technique. So the base of this, I just troweled on some leveling medium with a metallic mixed in with it. And then on top, I have some leveling medium with some blue mixed in. Now I'm drawing the color around and it follows wherever I go. And it is so much fun to do. Go hog wild, go all out, practice and play with this. It's incredibly fun and you have a lot of time to work out a pattern that you want before you settle and let it dry. Speaking of dry time, the fact that this medium is a milky white is like adding white to your color visually when you mix it. So the wet version of something that you're working on looks radically different than the dry version of something you're working on. The best way to deal with that dramatic of a color shift is to plan your colors ahead of time. Especially if you're using mixed colors, go ahead and mix those together, make sure you got the color right, and then incorporate it into the medium. And then watch the magic happen. The unique viscosity of the leveling gel means that it will hold around three-dimensional objects and not break. So I can pour something like this directly on top. I've got yellow all around, but it didn't split in the middle or anything like that, which is kind of cool, and it shows off texture that way. So in this piece, I've actually put it over a crackle medium. And because of its high gloss finish, I can see that texture so well. Some areas are transparent and some are just a little translucent, while others are opaque and gold. This makes a really interesting effect when putting different layers together on your acrylic pieces. I hope you found this video inspirational and informational. If you did, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe if you want to see some more.